I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am the lovely CJ Walton. And we have the infamous, the famous, the man of the hour, Diggy Drew Davis.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to the Quarter Mile Podcast. We're glad you're here. That was good. What an intro. That was CJ's first Quarter Mile Podcast intro.
Was it good?
I feel like you nailed it. I feel like you killed
good.
it. I feel like you raised the bar. I can go ahead and tell you the next time I do it. It's not going to meet.
It's not going to be it.
But it's
no.
gonna, but
you have to do that.
You raised it. So that's something. So hey, look at us. We're on episode 2.
We are. This is 2.
Too Fast, Too Furious is not the movie we're talking about tonight.
No, it's not.
We are talking about the Turbo Charged Prelude, which was the 6-minute mini movie that led to Too Fast, Too Furious.
Right.
So if you finished watching the first Fast and Furious and you were like, man, I wish they gave us more information about what happens between these two movies.
Well, you're going to find out.
Man, you get 6 minutes of heaven.
At least. It's supposed to be 7 minutes, but for some reason they say it's 6.
We're not going to pretend like we left and then came back a week.
No.
We literally just recorded episode 1. If you watched it, thank you so much for watching.
I'm still in the same clothes.
Yeah, same clothes. I'm never going to not wear the same clothes when we're doing radio recording. Some people do. I know some people that like.
I'm going to probably change.
Good for you. What you see is what you get. It's just, it's okay. But
thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the podcast. We're super happy to have you. You killed the first episode. She did so well, we brought her back for the second episode.
Yeah.
Before we just jump into your opinions and our opinions and everybody's opinions, here's just a little fun facts about these movies. It came out in 2003 just with Too Fast, Too Furious, and it was directed by Philip G. Atwell. I don't know what else he did. Maybe he did this turbocharged prelude. And
Let's see. Philip G.
Yeah, check him out. Let's see if he's known for anything else. The stars of this movie, obviously Paul Walker, it's always sad to see movies with him. You kind of miss him. Like, he definitely,
of course I do.
Gone way before his time. Great actor. Everyone who talked about him loved him. Like, it just seemed like he seemed like a cool guy. So you had Paul Walker, but also you had a star who in the movies only credited as the girl, and that's Minka Kelly. And she later does bigger things and movie or TV shows and some music videos. But it's kind of funny that one of her breakout roles was the girl in the turbocharged prelude. And then the film also features archived footage from the first movie of Vin Diesel. So if you blink, you'll miss it, but you'll catch a few Vin Diesel moments in the beginning of the I guess we're gonna call it a movie, the prelude. And that's actually from the first movie. So it's not like he came back just for that part and then didn't do the second movie. So did we learn any fun information about Philip G. Atwell?
So he's done War, the Turbocharge, the Up in Smoke tour, Eminem, Just Lose It, Marilyn Manson. So he's done a lot of D12. He's done a lot of videos.
Okay. A lot of like music videos?
He did The Wash.
Ooh, okay.
He's done a lot of music videos. And the one movie, the big movie that he did next to this one was The Wash.
Could it be possibly as big as the turbocharged prelude?
Sure. But he is a African American. He's 51. He's a music video director. He was nominated for NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Directing in Drama Series.
All right, there you go.
He is National Treasure, Book of Secrets.
Wait, he was in or directed?
He directed.
That was a good movie. That was a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, War, 2007. All right.
All right, get it, Philip. Here I was just some guy who did the turbocharged prelude, but he's done more stuff.
He's done way more.
Listen, we're not going to do an AI plot summary for this movie. I can give you the plot summary. Paul Walker drives from LA to Miami and hijinks occur within.
Yeah.
There we go. I feel like that was.
I like that you said hijinks.
I think anytime you can incorporate hijinks into a sentence,
Exactly.
you should.
Hijinks is a good word.
What I like about this movie is, I guess, is all the people that reached out to me in doing this podcast. They're like, "Well, you got to talk about the turbocharged prelude." Everyone knows that this is like not enough people talk about the turbocharged prelude. And I'll be honest, when I was researching it, because I like to listen to other podcasts doing the movies reviews for the ones I'm doing. It's kind of like they've already done the research, so I'm going to listen to their research. Not enough stuff has been done on the turbocharged prelude.
No. I'm with you on that.
We're innovators here. We're trailblazers.
We
Podcast
are the innovators.
Well, of course, with all of our movies, we when we review them, we first ask people for their opinion. And for this movie, the question I asked was like, did you think it was like worthwhile? Did it add anything to you? Did you think it was important or necessary? And we got a lot of good feedback. Here's some fast fan feedback.
Okay.
Jesse T. Mallory says, I loved it. I loved seeing his journey from LA to Miami and how he ended it with the Skyline, which was, of course, the first car he had.
That is true.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Now, that's one opinion, but a lot of people had this similar to this guy's opinion. This is the Scott 2K.
Oh, yes, the Scott.
Yeah, and he says it's effed up that it's about a Skyline and not a Prelude with a Honda Turbo. And it's called the Turbo Charged Prelude, but there's no Honda Turbo in it. That's not something I would have ever noticed, which goes to show you, when you guys comment, we learn. So
yeah, I'm on that. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get going.
Yeah, I had like 4 or 5 people be like, "Oh, there was no Honda Turbo in it," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was something to be upset about."
Okay.
So, and then the Monarch SC also read it. Maybe he's the Monarch of South Carolina.
I believe he is.
I believe it.
Or it's a butterfly.
It's true, or it could be. I don't know what I'd rather. If royalty was writing to our podcast, or if it was a sentient insect.
I'm going with a sentient.
I hope you're a butterfly. Anyway, the butterfly said this. It was really good and fond memories of my childhood. The music is kind of lost media, though. The only trace of it is a modified version of Don't Get Carried Away by Busta Rhymes. I searched for...
Okay, yeah.
We were talking about that. We were like, this is Busta Rhymes. We can't remember what. So thanks, Monarch, Your Majesty. Anyway, I searched for years for that song, and I suppose the Busta Rhymes versions gives me closure. But still a cool track. And this guy gets really into this song. And then his next statement was like, and really cool lore about Brian O'Connor.
Okay.
So that guy was like, main course, the song side of, I guess it was cool Brian O'Connor information. So
the track was kind of nice, but I mean, music video director directed this, so that could be why that stuck out to him quite a bit.
I bet you that was on purpose. They were like, we need a music video guy to make this together.
Yeah, because I noticed that the music is something that I did notice, and I said that you're like, oh, I like the way this.
Yeah,
it changed up every scene.
Yeah,
every time it was somewhere, you felt the music made you feel like you were a part of it.
Yeah, and so it was for a 6-minute video. It had you going. Debate arguments could be made that more thought was put in that 6-minute video than later installments of Fast and Furious.
You ain't right.
One of my friends, maybe our friend, you might know him as well, but Nathan Jackson, who's a comedian from
Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, he was also on episode 9 when we did the live episode recording, talking about F9. He brought up a really good point I liked. He said this was a good forgotten prelude. And it could have been its own movie. When I thought about that, it would have been cool to see a movie about Brian O'Connor's journey from... He's on the run from the cops, and he hasn't gotten to Miami yet for that.
That's true, yeah.
It did kind of show us a lot of his backstory. You know how they have, like, Lion King 1.5?
Yes.
They could have had the Fast and the Furious 1.5. So, yeah, so unfortunately, that's not something we can do now. But... I think that would have been a cool movie.
Yeah, no one can replace my husband.
Yeah, right. If it was possible, it might be like a good Disney Plus series.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Thank you for those comments for people that participated. For everybody else, always just a friendly reminder, drop us fan mail, drop us comments on our social media, follow us on all the things. The Quarter Mile Podcast, where if you type it in, we'll pop up. For me personally, hearing your opinions are my favorite things, and we love to incorporate it into what we do. So thank you, as always. So now let's talk our opinions.
Let me go before I knew it was a music video director. Okay. For a second, I thought it was weird. I was like, where is the dialogue?
Like, where's the movie?
Where's the movie? Like, what is going on? So that was when I first saw it. I think my opinion on it is still, let's see where you're going.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're doing. You know.
I mean, the big question we're answering and talking about is like, did this add to the franchise? Is this something that needed to happen? So I know I'm probably a little bit more into the franchise than you, but you with your knowledge of the Fast and Furious, that sounds so condescending. I
No,
don't
no, 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 no. I have to
only
agree with you.
I only get condescending about Fast and Furious. So, but yeah, with your information provided for Fast and Furious, did you feel like this was like, oh man, this is a good addition to the series? Or
If I could have saw a little more race, like like little city to city instead of big city, then maybe.
yeah,
You know,
we needed a quick little race of him in like some little country podunk place,
yeah,
right? Because he's got to stop there to get gas. He's gotta make
exactly.
the money
Like
there, yeah.
I don't know. Did it add anything? It didn't take anything away either,
Yeah.
though. So
Yeah, that's fair. Here's why I like this prelude. A common critique people have, and they're not 100% wrong in my opinion, is like one of the things that's missing in Fast and Furious is character development. That's why a lot of people say Tokyo Drift is the best one because as a standalone movie, it has all the good
good
factors
fact.
of a
Yep,
movie. It's like the
facts.
characters grow, there's a plot, there's that kind of things. Whereas when you watch all the Fast and Furious movies, it's like Vin Diesel is a constant that has no growth. Dominic Toretto has no growth in the entire series.
I mean,
He just kind of exists. So,
I mean, I think that's him.
yeah, I would argue that when you put the Fast and the Furious with Too Fast, Too Furious together, you see Brian O'Connor's character
Yeah, absolutely.
because in the first movie, I mean, look, it's a rough day for Brian in Fast and Furious. He loses his job because he kind of quote unquote lets the bad guy
Bad guy
go.
go.
He loses every race that he's in, which is kind of a bummer. He loses his girl.
I was just about to say he loses
Yeah,
his woman.
like when we think of how cool Brian O'Connor is, we're thinking like Fast Five Brian O'Connor. We're thinking Too Fast, Too Furious.
Furious.
We're not thinking like the first movie. Like at least I'm not, because like
No,
he is my favorite character in the franchise, and I do think like how cool he is. But like I realize it's not because of the first movie,
no,
right?
it's because of how he develops over time
Yeah,
and how he.
by Too Fast, he's bumping it up with Ludacris. He's breaking his buddy out. He's driving backwards, winning races. And what's fun about this little 6-minute music video we watch is that's where you see him develop as a racer.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'll give you that.
So
I'll give you that.
no one asked for it. We didn't necessarily need it. We could have been just okay picking up on the second movie.
But that's the thing. Like, I just didn't see that many races because
No.
it was only 6 minutes.
Yeah, you just saw him winning races and taking
Yeah,
money.
and you fine. I saw you with your shirt off,
Right, yeah, you just get to look at him for 6 minutes.
which is I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's okay. One thing I would have liked to see
I'm
more
okay.
from this movie, the girl, which is literally her name in the cast,
Yeah, the girl.
the girl. I thought she was not making great life decisions, knowing that this is a wanted man. Right?
No.
Let me just go give him a ride, you know. But they did have like chemistry. They did make it work for this little 6-minute music video.
She ain't had no chemistry. She wanted some, and he was with it.
Right? Yeah. So
He was like, I gotta go, but if I had time,
if he wasn't in such a rush,
exactly.
yeah. But I would have liked to see more of her. I would have liked for them to have time.
Yeah, she knew what he was about
Yeah.
at the cafe.
And she was cool with it.
She was
That
fine with it.
that is the kind of woman that a man on the run needs.
Exactly.
There's a woman for everyone.
Exactly. Like, I'll be back when I get back. Just know I love you,
Yeah.
and here goes some money.
I wanted to see more of the girl. In Too Fast, Too Furious, I didn't feel like Eva Mendes and Paul Walker had great chemistry. So, like, maybe if the girl was there instead of Eva Mendes, don't get me wrong. I am, like, how you feel about Paul Walker is how I feel about Eva Mendes.
I feel the same way about Eva.
Like,
She's
the
universally
most
beautiful.
attractive human being.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Literally the best. It was a very low budget movie. It looked like we could have gone out with our cell phones and found a few friends to play cops and do a little heist. Did you notice that they just were wearing blue windbreakers and they didn't have any kind of like police official hats? They just put the
I did notice that.
the trick was they made it seem like it was raining, and so they could put like the little things over their hats so that you didn't notice it wasn't like an actual police hat. Like we literally could just go like find 5 guys outside.
Okay.
Like, let's make you police officers,
When I look at those movies, I'm always like, I could have been that girl.
right?
I could have been that girl, or I could have been one of those bikini girls,
Absolutely.
like just walking slowly.
Yeah, I could
been.
not have been one of those.
No, you could not have been one of the girls.
But I could have been one of the guys in the crowd.
Yes,
cheering.
like
I'm a great.
Or you could have been the guy driving against Paul Walker.
I could have been. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Listen, if I think my life would officially be complete if like someone in Fast and Furious heard of this podcast and called me up and we have a small non-speaking role in the
Yes.
Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Can you just come be? Or what if the role was like, we're doing this podcast and then a car crashes through and Vin Diesel like drives over our head?
I just wish somebody would have called me and be like, look, we need you to be the girl. And I would have been the girl. I've been the
You
girl.
would have been like, I don't need any other information.
No information.
No.
Like, we just want you to look sultry and look at him like, I don't care what you did. I got your back.
Right. I want to know the story about that girl. What makes you be the kind of girl that's just like, I don't care what you do?
I want to know how she found him while he was walking.
So that means like she's stalking him.
That part,
Right.
she's crazy.
So that's the movie.
That's
It's
the
actually
movie.
it's not a love interest. It's a scary movie. And she's like it's like swim fan, but race fan. That's
Get
what
out.
it is.
Get out.
That's what it is.
That's it. No, you're right, Drew. You're absolutely right. I'm with you on that.
Oh, I did have one more thought.
Okay, go, because I want to hear it.
And this was it's just like in the last movie when you pick up something that's so dumb and you're like, this isn't important to anyone unless I started a podcast and I had an opportunity to share it. And this is so. Did you notice when at one point when he got the beat up crappy car?
Yes.
He bought it at this used car lot or whatever. I mean, I'm assuming it's a used car lot. It looked used, and so there were the two Asian guys he bought the car from. And there was this one, the dad. I'm assuming it was a dad and son because it seemed like a family owned business.
Right.
I'm putting a lot of pretext in this.
A lot. You're giving a lot, but keep going. I'm with it.
This Asian man was selling used cars, and he had like a cowboy hat on. And I was like, I want to know more about this character.
Okay.
What's his favorite country music artist? What made him decide
Maybe
to start
I
a
didn't.
family-owned used car dealership? And because it was one of those.
See, maybe I was paying more attention to the son instead of the dad.
His son was like looking like he looked like a rapper. Like he looked like,
Okay, yeah,
he looked
very
like
much
he was
so.
in one of Eminem's music videos.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, the son to me, and I'm comparing this to like the Asian guys we saw in Tokyo Drift. He looked a little bit more quote unquote stereotypically Asian. But then you had his dad who was like this rancher.
Must have missed that. In the 6 minutes, I must have missed that.
Yeah, it didn't take much of the 6 minutes, but when I did watch it, I was like, what's this guy's story?
Right. What is he about?
Just like when we were watching, what's going on with this girl?
She intrigued me.
Yeah. Well, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, no, she's definitely was a creepy person.
And I'm going to tell you somebody. Okay, keep going because I want to get to something else, and then I'm going to see if you.
Okay,
I'm going to see if you can guess.
That was
no.
That was my last little tidbit of things that stuck. You can't find a ton in the 6-minute movie, but I feel like aside from talking
I
about,
want to know where the black guy came from.
which black guy?
Who he raced against?
Oh yeah, well he was just like some guy. He was in whatever town. He was a racer.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like
That
black folks don't drag race like that.
You don't think so? Like someone needs to tell Fast and Furious that there's always the black people
It's
racing.
always white people
There's
racing.
always white people.
Yeah, y'all are very dangerous.
I was like, what is it? Like, why is it a white thing? Why is it like, what is it about us that we're like,
Just to live dangerous?
you know what I think it is? I think I don't want to stereotype my own race, which can you do that? I don't know. Yeah, so I don't want to, sorry if I offend any white people here, but there's not a lot of sports where like white people excel at. Right? Not all of let me rephrase it. Not a lot of the cool sports.
Okay.
Like if we want to talk golf, we want to talk about cricket. Okay, maybe that's our thing. Although Tiger Woods, he's golf, so maybe we anyway. So if you're a white guy and you're like, I want to be really cool. That's why I was saying like so maybe we don't even have golf anyway. If you're a white guy that wants to do something cool, maybe like getting behind a vehicle.
Oh yeah, and going 110 miles per hour.
This is my thing.
Yeah,
so
or cornhole.
Yeah, they're basically the same.
I think that was interesting to me. Like the places that he ended up. Like I wonder what made him choose those places. Like these cities are known for drag,
right? Yeah, maybe he's like they have a good. Just like when we travel, we're like, oh, they have a good comedy scene. I'm gonna go do an open.
They got a good drag thing here. All right, they got a good race scene.
He's trying to make money to get point A to point B to get to Miami. I don't know if Miami was his destination where he left.
He's
LA.
my favorite kind of racist. He's my favorite.
It's just literally racist.
That's all it is.
All it is. Yeah, that's the only kind of good race.
That's the only kind of good race.
Is those that race in.
It's only that race in NASCAR and Fast and Furious.
In my neighborhood, they have like a drag racing problem.
Yeah, right.
And like, I've always wanted to like go try to get in on a drag race with my little beat up Honda Civic.
I mean, I know some places in Nashville that actually let you go.
Yeah,
I want to go fast, like Talladega Nights. Go fast, go fast.
But I'm a terrible driver.
Are you?
Like, literally the worst. So I know as much as I love Fast and Furious, I should only watch the movies.
Yeah, no, I hate going
I
fast.
should not be the person to be like, you know what, I could do that. I can't.
Yeah, no, I hate going fast. No, I don't get on roller coasters.
So,
No, I don't like going fast at all. No, I'm good.
I like roller coasters because someone else is in control.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel like we did a pretty good job covering
All of
yeah.
6 minutes.
Listen, if you feel like we left anything out of the 6-minute turbocharged prelude, please drop us a comment. Let us know. Follow us at the quarter.
I just feel like the start of it very well felt like Grease Lightning. I'm sorry, it did. It gave me Grease Lightning, good Grease Lightning. I'm sorry. So technically, that's where Point Break came from.
Here we go. There we go. This is the second episode of 2 episodes that you've brought up Grease. So now it's like next week we're going to talk about Better.
We have to talk about it because it's this cars are going against each other. It's they're betting. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to win money. Did they win money? No, they won the girl.
No, in this they won money.
They won money.
In Greece though, they won the girl. That was a weird, like, whoever wins this gonna have the girl.
Yeah, have the girl.
It was a different time. That is
misogyny.
If we ever do a podcast episode on Greece, I just want you to know that my biggest take will be like, what a weird, ambiguous theme in this. It is a great musical, great music, great. If you watch like the John Travolta, great act, fun movie, but also like if you were like to sit down with a kid and be like, and the moral of the story is.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't.
Yeah. Anyway, we took time out of our review of Turbocharged Prelude to give you a brief review of Grease. So 2 for the price of 1. 2 Fast, 2 Furious, 2 movie reviews. Let's go ahead and give our movie rating
on the Prelude.
2 Furious of the Prelude.
The Prelude.
A reminder for everyone listening, 2 Fast is you loved it. Definitely just made your life better and is awesome. Fast is you liked it. It was pretty good. No complaints. Furious is, I didn't really care. Or maybe you didn't even like it that much. And then 2 Furious is like, I did not like it. I'm less of a person because of it.
Hated it.
Yeah. So I went first last time. So it's your turn to go.
It's my turn.
Go.
Fast. I liked it. It didn't upset me. Would I watch it again? Yes, because I need to see this man in the cowboy hat.
I gotta catch the Asian man.
So, but otherwise than that, yeah.
He's the main character of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but I definitely liked it. Yeah. I liked it.
I'm gonna rank it Fast as well.
So we're both on the same.
We're killing it right now. We're on the same page on everything so far. So far, 100% the exact same movie ratings. I liked it because it does give you unnecessary information that links the 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who, I love the series.
Yeah.
The more lore or the more like whatever behind, the more character development.
I like that.
I'm just a fan. Lore. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. It felt very mystic. It honestly too mystic to talk about Fast and Furious. Like it's not. That's
no. I like that.
If we're talking about Lord of the Rings, we should talk about lore. But no one's ever like, well, the mythology behind the Fast and Furious. This added to it. It bridged the Brian O'Connor of Fast 1 to Fast 2. And if you're a Fast and Furious nerd like myself, you're like, that's cool. And like one of these comments said, it brings the nostalgia factor between the music, between the I remember when I saw it on the DVD and thought it was like a really cool
absolutely
thing. So I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I didn't say meh, because the music did add a little something to it.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, okay, now because of course music always adds to plot and theme.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, it's driving. The music is actually driving the action.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like this is the perfect time to tell you, I've already said this in one episode before, but I'll tell you, CJ, and many of you probably, it was such an obscure part of the episode, it's not, you wouldn't remember it. My dream for a comedy special one day is to do something similar to how this Prelude was organized, where it shows my road trip from venue to venue.
Yeah.
And then like the intro to like where I walk out to the stage of where the actual.
Oh, that's very smart.
Because as much as I love the series, as much as this like has become part of my identity, like I've always thought, I remember mentioning that some other time in one of these episodes, but like I think that would be so much cool.
I think that would be cool. Do it. Don't tell anybody your dream. Don't tell anybody that. They'll steal it.
Well, none of you tell anyone as you're listening to this. Now
we get to come to my bits.
Yeah. Let's talk about CJ's bits. Let's talk about CJ's best bits. And so we're in CJ's best bits. You probably know how this works if you watch the podcast. She's going to give me 3 scenes And she can, it can be on whatever grading factor that she wants to base them off of. But I have to pick her best bit based off of whatever she wants. And a technical rule of this game that not a lot of people know is you technically don't have to tell me your grading scale, and I can try
Oh,
to figure it out. I feel like we've in previous episodes tend to just set it because it's easier. It's like more fun.
yeah. Okay.
But if you want to keep the mystery alive, you're
All right, let's do it. All right. One of my favorites was the scene where he was walking down the street and she just like happened to come up on him.
right. No explanation.
No
How did
explanation.
this lady find him?
And then he gets out the car and the paper's there.
Yep.
Like, hey.
And she's like, I know, and I accept you for
Yeah. One other scene is when he with the black guy when he's like when they find each other and the fact that he won and it's just
He's a good sportsman.
very good sportsmanship. And my third one would have to be when the cop kind of looks at him and he's kind of like, no, so just kind of chilling.
Is this? Oh yeah, and when he's at I don't
When he's at the
yeah,
restaurant.
I assume it's an IHOP. It has very IHOP vibes.
I was going with Huddle House.
Okay, similar. I feel like they're like
They are
it's
the
like
same.
rallies and checkers.
They are the
things.
same.
Yeah, so yeah, and he was like, no, thank you. And then
Yeah.
there were the same cops that when he really drove off like a criminal,
Yeah.
they were like, well, we got this coffee.
Yeah, we got our
Yeah.
donuts. So
Yeah.
what do you think was my best?
Okay. I am going to guess it was the first scene with the girl. All right. Yes.
Yes.
I
Because I do not understand where she came from. Like she just walked past him.
we need a turbocharged prelude where it's explains how she found him.
I just want to know like when she saw him walking, did she like check out and was like, I'm gonna go get this
Yeah.
man?
She looked up his MySpace account.
Oh my God.
It was like,
And the fact that she didn't want to stay with him,
Yeah.
like, no, I got you. Like, just
Yeah.
I'll wait right here. I'll follow you. Like, I don't know. There was something sinister but sexy about her, and that was probably my favorite. She's probably she's my standout character.
you know what? Shout out to the girl,
The girl.
turbocharged prelude. Paul Walker was technically the star, but in our hearts, you still.
She was the star. Yeah, she.
You and the Asian Cowboy.
I still don't know what this Asian cowboy is. Sorry, I gotta see this Asian cowboy. But yeah,
he's worth it. He's a big part of the prelude.
Yeah, but that's what I have.
Cool. So for those keeping track at home, we are currently tied 1-1. Both CJ and I feel like it's kind of easier to guess the part than it is to pick the scene. So like when we alternate, the scores may be a little bit more even. Before we veer away, before we drive off to the sunset.
Yes.
See, that's why I like the Fast and Furious movies, is because I can make all the driving puns
you want to.
We do have another quarter mile spotlight for this week. Very excited to tell you guys about one of my good friends in the comedy world. His name's Adam Aaron.
Adam.
Oh, do you know Adam? Okay, so I was wondering if I was like, I didn't tell her about this. I was like, you might know this person. Adam produces a weekly comedy show at Al Ray's in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's been going on for 2 years. And he's looking to expand into other venues, and then he's also looking into possibly managing comics as well.
Shout out to Adam.
If you want to reach out, first of all, in all of our podcast notes and descriptions, we have his Instagram and his email. It's a SmileKidProd on Instagram and SmileKidProd at Gmail gmail.com in case you're a comedian looking to get booked for his Ali Ray show, which, by the way, fun show, great venue. The food there is fantastic. So they have like a maple burger. Anyway.
Ooh.
Yeah. Basically, I'm tempting CJ to contact Adam to do the show, is what I feel.
You said maple burger. You got my vote. All right.
It's great. Next week, we're talking about Better Luck Tomorrow.
Yep.
I actually have not seen this movie as of right now. But for those of you that don't know, because you're like, how is that related to Fast and Furious? Han, who became a main character by Tokyo Drift and then further movies, he was actually a character brought on from Better Luck Tomorrow. It had the same director, Justin Lin, and just because they do whatever they want, Fast and Furious movies, Justin Lin was like, I know that was a different movie, but I'm going to bring you and your same character, because he liked the actor a lot. So we're going to bring you into Fast and Furious. And so
I didn't know that.
It's so obscure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if this movie is any good. I've heard it's good.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out, and you guys
will find out.
Find out with us. So again, check us out on social media. The dogs return. All things Quarter Mile podcast. Join our make a vote in our poll for season 3. Gizmo, got any parting words?
We did this the last time.
Is this our new thing where like we end the episode by showing you the dog? All the audio listeners are so lost right now.
He's a Shih Tzu. He looks like the Gizmo from the movie The Gremlins. He's very cute and he's also very bad. And there he goes.
Yeah, and I feel like he's over us right now. He's like, we're in his room. Anyway.
And that's the thing.
Listen,
Right,
love life, enjoy yourselves, do something awesome this week. We hope to see you back next week when we talk about Better Luck Tomorrow. And most importantly, whatever you do, live your life a quarter mile at a time. Have a good one.
bye, guys.